Good evening, good afternoon, no evening. Uh, Knock. Suffice to say that it was kind of drizzle there this morning. But as I said, the sun was trying to get out, but the crowd, the drizzle stopped it. Uh, so I got confession, as I said this morning, in Knock, and which was very pleased, and the priest was excellent. That happened to hear it. And funny enough, there was nobody there behind me when I went in. There was a couple of people in front of me. But then there was quite a few when I came out. But there's a lovely priest. He was Indian and marvellous. I got a great feeling of joy after it, which is good. And so I said my penance and then my prayer, thank him for my confession. And then I visited the Apparition Church, where there's the what the people saw in 1870 odd or whatever it was, in that tough times. It would have been fairly put upon them times. And so all these simple people saw it, 15, I think. And one of them went to the priest, I think Venerable Bartholomew Kavanagh, his housekeeper, and he didn't go. He regretted it ever afterwards because it had to be studied by the bishops, and then it was by the church authority, and then it was accepted as what it was, a miracle. And though it wasn't said anything, but it was there for quite a while on the gable of this church. And it would have been poor them times. But funny enough now, then I noticed there, I visited the bookshop and got some items there. The one that's applicable to the Knock. And a great selection of stuff there. And I got various odds and ends. And a couple of Bibles and things like that. All sorts of little items that I can hand on to other people. €78 or thereabouts it cost. Well worth it. That's the beauty of Knock. You get more here than you get in any other place in the country, as far as I know. And at prices that is, within reason. And so then I noticed then when I was kind of coming back that the original parish church, there were a lot of people coming out, and this was probably about a quarter to one, so there was mass, I think, at 12. And quite a number of people at it. So I thought that was good. And I noticed in the two churches, where Apparition Church, there's no stations at the cross, or where I got confession. And so I decided to visit there because I know the big basilica has stations, but I prefer a smaller, straightforward church, quite frankly. So in the afternoon then, I went to the church. When I say the afternoon, probably was about 2, and I said the Stations of the Cross, lovely Stations of the Cross. And then I think I had some other prayers to say. Did I say the Chapel of Mercy there? No. Anyway, by the time I was finished at that, and I lit a couple of candles. Oh, and there was petitions for the month of November that you could leave in, and I got some of those and wrote for all my the people I pray for, and there was just one page, but I went over and there was no space for it, but I had to go across it. I mentioned nearly all my relations and in-laws that I pray for, and so I put a check then for €20. It says donation and your address, which I put in. And by the time that was done, and I lit a candle, and then I was saying a prayer too, and then the priest and his, I think it was the youngest sacristan, I'd imagine that's what it was, they came out. And the priest, the priest, but a lovely priest, mentioned something about somebody do the reading, and there wasn't that many in the church, but I saw a man kind of shaking his head, so I put my hand. And so I did the reading. But funny enough, the church eventually, that was about 3:15. The mass was at 3. Church was packed. And then the priest came out, and there was another priest. He was the priest that asked me to do the thing and thanked me and shook hands and showed me what the reading was in the responsorial psalm. But there was no second reading. Sometimes there is on a Sunday. So anyway, so up I went. Why did another priest come out with him, and turned out he was a priest with a group of Americans from Maryland. And so the church was kind of packed, not alone with them, but with other ones. And I thought, oh my goodness, it's a great thing to see that people are able to go to Mass. And anyways, when the priest did the thing, then I went up and I did the reading and then the responsorial psalm, because he wasn't sure if the organist was going to do the responsorial psalm. So I said, it's pity that they would just presume to do it on a Sunday and other days, but this is 3:00. I mean, have a care, Lord Kildare, as we say. You're going up to do something and you want to do it as best you can, and I did. And then, but one in the choir sang the, not the response to the day, when you usually finish and you say it yourself, but this one somewhat. So I was there for a bit. So the priest from Maryland, because I had a group, and so I headed back, and so he did a gospel. And the parish priest of that particular church, the parish church of Knock, then he gave the sermon, and a very good. Well, they call it homily, but I prefer to call it a sermon. That's what it was called when I was young. And it was good, and he touched on various things, and he was excellent, I thought. And and later on, then he said that there was a funeral, some lad died in Knock, and his funeral was going to be tomorrow at 11:00 and buried him. So that means there probably wouldn't be 12:00 Mass. So I'll go again tomorrow at 3. So I'm here until Wednesday. So I'll go. I'd like to get Holy Mass. So I get that one at 3, because I would have been going to the 12:00 one. But now there's a funeral, so that probably won't be at 12:00, I wouldn't think, because he's probably doing that, and then that Mass lasts about an hour, and then they go to the funeral, and that often lasts a bit. So I don't know whether he'll be doing the 3:00 Mass, but I'll be there, and if there's need for do the reading again, I do it again. So this is the great gift that I had and Knock today, the unusual experience. And I met some lovely people. Oh yeah, I spoke to one or two of them afterwards. There was one had a little sign on her saying Sheila, and my late wife was christened Julie, but when she was in school, the name for Julie was Sheila, and that stuck to her with her family. But I always called her Julie. I didn't call her by what happened in the school. I mean, I think I'm John, but it was probably called Sean, is the Irish for John, but I didn't stick to that, I can tell you. No, sorry. So there you are. So anyway, when the Mass was over, the choir, and it was only a couple, but by goodness, they were good. And they sang Lady of Knock. So I'm going to do that, follow suit, because I'm in Knock. And I have another little one up my sleeve. So, Lady of Knock. There were people of all ages gathered round the gable wall, poor and humble men and women, little children that you call. We are gathered here before you, and our hearts are just the same, filled with joy at such a vision, as we praise your name. Golden Rose, Queen of Ireland, all my cares and troubles cease, as we kneel with love before you. Lady of Knock, my Queen of Peace, though your message was unspoken, still the truth in silence lies as we gaze upon your vision. And the truth I try to find, here I stand with John the teacher and with Joseph at your side, and I see the Lamb of God on the altar glorified. Golden Rose, Queen of Ireland, all my cares and troubles cease as we kneel with love before you. Lady of Knock, my Queen of Peace. Lovely, isn't it? You're going to get a dose of that while I'm stuck with it, while I'm still in Knock. I'll be leaving on Wednesday. And here's another one about Mary. Holy Mary, full of grace. Sit down and relax and join in. Don't forget to pass the basket. By the way, when I was the people that from America, they were here for 9 days. I spoke to one or two. They were one of my cards for the Christian TV Ireland. They were from Baltimore, and the man I was speaking to told me he was involved and he knew about EWTN and that, and I gave him my card for the Christian TV Ireland. That's on the board, I said. And he said they were from Baltimore, and that's where the first cathedral in the United States was built. And right enough, I know about that Baltimore. It's a lovely city, I believe, in Maryland, and the Catholic faith is strong there. It was a great group, but they were here for 9 days. They were in Dublin and various places, so they were only in Knock today. And as I say, the priest was from them come out and he read the gospel. Tallish man, and good. And but they're going back tomorrow, the lad was telling me. So they're probably just here tonight. Isn't that the way you go? To do a lot in 1 day, whereas I like to spend a bit of time in a place. Yeah. I thought I'd mention that they were from Maryland and quite a group. And most of them elderly, but some of them, different ages. And it was great to see them practicing the Catholic faith and knowing the hymns. When creation was begun, God had chosen you to be mother of his blessed Son. Holy Mary, full of grace. When creation was restored, you were there beside the Lord, whom you cherished and adored. Holy Mary, full of grace. All of us are children too, often doubtful what to do, needing to confide in you. Holy Mary, full of grace. When creation was begun, God had chosen you to be mother of his blessed Son. Holy Mary, full of grace. Ave Maria, Ave Maria. You are with us day by day in our joys and our dismay. Make us joyful as we say, Holy Mary, full of grace. When creation was begun, God had chosen you to be mother of his blessed Son. Holy Mary, full of grace. Ave Maria, Ave Maria, gratia plena. No, it just says Ave Maria. I hope you like that. Being a knock, I'm obliged to sing a few hymns at the evening time after the experience of the day, and it's been great. Thanks be to God. But when you put yourself in the position, things happen, doesn't it? Sometimes. Not all the time, because oftentimes that doesn't happen. But it's been a great experience. And the last time I was here, I was at a mission and silent, so you can't talk, but I'm certainly talking here, which is good. And then able to do your own thing and that sort of thing. And you sort of learn more that way, don't you? If you're with a group, you're part of that and that kind of thing. I've met some lovely people and Sisters of Mercy, beautiful. Look at the great work they did with the education and the medical care. Sister Mary Aikenhead. Oh, we owe them such a debt of gratitude. Don't mind what the old secular crowd come up with, trying to find fault. Look at what they're at. Killing the innocent and needn't talk. Mum's the word. I hear noise. Where's it coming from? It's raining outside. I was out and now I'm not going out anymore. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. And pass the basket. Donations for the Christian TV. Don't forget that. Very important. Dedicated to honor and glory of God and standing up for the truth. That'll set you free.